Yes guys, what's going on? Hashtag Shuri here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Here today, ladies and gentlemen, we have got ourselves the second episode of this little mini-series we've got going on, looking at the sort of top 5 most overpowered players in each position in the game today, obviously being, as you can see by the thumbnail and the title, the midfielders. See what absolute box-to-box geniuses we've got going on, if that is some way of putting it. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and also subscribe to the channel. Keep the intro short and sweet on this one. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video, looking first at the CDMs. Right guys, and into the first player we have here. Jumping straight into it here, absolutely no holding back. We have got ourselves Emre Can. Now, scoring through, I was just looking at sort of the best few players here. Obviously, we're looking at the top 5 in each position, and I thought, you know what? Emre Can's card is looking absolutely unbelievable. 2 more pace in each of pace, shooting, and passing. It's me once again asking for the world of players. He'd be a Hullet gang, literally an absolutely unbelievable player. But as I mentioned in the previous episode, guys, the Defenders one, if you've not seen that, make sure to go check that out. I'll leave that in the description down below. One thing we're looking at doing, obviously, in these videos is getting some cheap players in there, and obviously some expensive ones as well. And I will be honest, a few players start getting a bit more expensive this one, and then in the attackers one, we've got a wee few expensive ones. But anyway, enough blabbing on. Emre Can, really consistent, good card here. 6'1", medium-high work rates on a CDM. Now, I know obviously his base card isn't CDM, but these 5 players are players who I would advise in-game to sort of play at CDM. But really well-rounded stats across the board. And obviously, from what you guys would have seen from the Defenders video, we have got a really good Bundesliga back line. Emre Can, another cheap player. I think he's around 20,000 coins or something like that. Can slot straight into the squads. So Emre Can's looking really good. Next up, we have got ourselves Kessie, who's had a very nice upgrade this year. Well deserved as well. He had a really good team of the season card last year. I'm sure you guys would have seen. We actually used him in the African team that I did last year on my Tots to Glory. Kessie down the middle. The cheap Hullet, bro. What a player Kessie is. Really well-rounded, consistent card once again. High work rate, 6 foot, and then if we just look at it all across the board, it's absolutely sensational. If you're looking into his physicals, 94 stamina, 86 strength, 84 aggression, he's going to absolutely boss the midfield for you, Kessie. Things we just absolutely love to see. Next up, we have got ourselves, guys, wow, the first ever, I'm pretty sure, base card Hullet gang player in the game ever. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure, guys, I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's true. But you know what I mean, Goretzka, you're like a merchandiser, you know, he's very good player. What am I on about? But seriously, guys, Goretzka, you've just got yourself an absolute bulldozer of a CM. And to be honest, he can play absolutely anywhere. I put him in the CDM section because we've got so many CMs to go through as well. However, he really could play anywhere. But the C and the defending stats are actually really good on the ones that really matter. You know, the 86 interceptions and 85 standing tackle is absolutely massive. And then just the stats all around. He is obviously quite expensive in at 200k. You know, we've got Can at 20k, who's literally another German player. Goretzka, a few upgraded stats, and it just boosts the price up massively. But really good card. I'm sure we're going to see him flying around in FUT Champs a lot this year. Next up, we have got the new Inform Zakaria. As I'm recording this man's been out in packs for about 2.5 hours. And wow, what a card, guys. Now, again, this is really one of them players who I would say try and play him at CDM. Now, one thing people did with Zakaria last year was sort of switch him to a centre-back in-game. And wow, he as a centre-back would be absolutely unbelievable. One thing that obviously lets him down slightly is the high attacking work rate along with the medium defensive work rate. But if you look at everything else, the fact he's 6'3", the 86 pace, the 84 stamina, 90 strength, really good defending stats as well. And if you get a shadow on him, we are fucked. So that is Zakaria. And then the last player from the CDMs, we have got ourselves N'Golo Kante. And I'll be honest, guys, as much as this man's 5'6", he just runs around the pitch and he just wins everything. You know, you make a pass near Kante sometimes and you think like, right, okay, you know, he's no way near it. He can't intercept. He just jumps in front of the ball. So what I've played so far in this game, and I've played quite a lot of rivals now. I've moved up quite far in the rivals, and the pros I'm playing, a lot of them seem to be using N'Golo Kante. And I'm not surprised why. The high defensive work rate's obviously great, but then if you look at the in-game stats, guys, this is where you see the true potential. Ah, mamma mia.
What?
91 interceptions, 90 defensive awareness, 93 standing tackle. It is why Kante is obviously so expensive in Ultimate Team. A point I made about the defenders, guys, saying I wouldn't spend all your money on one specific player. I would obviously still say the same with Kante. You know, he literally is going for 500,000 coins. So you don't want to spend all your coins on him. But if you can get this man in, you'll notice a serious difference in midfield. N'Golo Kante, what a player. So that'll be the 5 CDMs there, guys. Serious, absolute powerhouses right here. Let's move into the CMs and look at some more like sort of box-to-box type players. Into the CMs, we have got ourselves starting off with an absolute banger. Renato Sanchez, bought him for 27,500. Still extinct, by the way. It's absolutely ridiculous how they've not changed the price range yet. But, you know, what can you do? However, this was the man who was in our 200k squad, which we've uploaded as well, which if you guys want to check out, will also be in the description down below. But Renato, guys, there's not many words I can say about him. Obviously, he had a very good card last year. I think he had an inform really early in the year last year that was absolutely unbelievable. And his base card this year just looks amazing. 4-star, 4-star, the 84 pace, 84 dribbling, 84 physical, and with the League and Nation he's in as well, you've got so much potential in terms of linking him to other players. And obviously that's another thing we mentioned a lot in these types of videos, guys. That's obviously what meta means. It's how well we can link it with other players. Sam, do not put the more you know meme in. Obviously Renato's defending is a little bit lower. That's why I put a shadow on him for my own personal team. As a well-rounded cheap CM at around 30,000 coins, Renato, just absolutely sensational, guys. Next up, Valverde. Now, a player who I think he's just got basically the exact same card as last year, or if not, extremely similar. But 6 foot, high work rates, just a really well-rounded CM. You don't see him too much in teams as much anymore. However, I still think he's one of the best meta ones. Being 86 pace, you just can't overlook that on a CM, guys, if you know what I mean. You know, when you're watching Kante run around, who has like 78 pace, he seems rapid. So when you've got almost 10 more pace in Valverde, you're certainly going to notice that difference for sure. And next up, Marcus Llorente. Now, this is probably one of, if not the best upgraded card in the game this year in terms of like his card from last year to this year. He's just absolutely ridiculous. Again, a bit like Goretzka, really close to being that sort of Hullet gang type player who has obviously all 80s all around the board. But Llorente with some really nice links as well, obviously with Mendy, Jordi Alba, that type of thing. He's very easy to fit into squads. I'm just looking at these stats again. Right? He needs to be whacked in my RTG team whenever I start the RTG, which will be happening soon, guys, as well. De Jong in here next, in with the 87 rating. Well-deserved rating for De Jong. He's absolutely unbelievable. And I think his card stats are quite similar to last year, but I think he's had a bit of an upgrade. But yeah, De Jong is one of them players who, if you were playing in a 4-4-2, guys, I'd probably say De Jong is the one that you'd sort of want to play a little bit further forward. Obviously, the shooting is one thing that leaves a little bit more to be desired with De Jong. If he had, you know, slightly better shooting, I could see him, you know, costing way more coins because he'd be a little bit more well-rounded. But in the stats that are important for a CM, he's absolutely class. 81 pace, 85 passing, and 88 dribbling, along with decent defending and physicals as well. We absolutely take that, ladies and gents. I've just hiccuped into next year. And finally in the CMs, guys, we have got ourselves Paul Pogba. Now, I just had to get this man in. 6'3", 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot on a centre midfielder. He's an absolute well-rounded monster. Now, he's playing CM for me in a 4-4-2 currently, and I'm really enjoying him. Now, I know Pogba lacks a little bit in sort of pace and defending wise. The rest of the stats are unbelievable, so that's why a shadow is literally the most perfect chemistry style for Paul Pogba. But I just think he feels really good this year, and 5-star skills, guys, are just never something to be overlooked. So that there is 5 centre midfielders I'd advise you guys to get in the team. Now, obviously, I understand a few of these are a little bit more expensive. However, if you can get Renato in, or if you can get Valverde in, serious ballers. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the centre attacking midfielders in this and see what's popping over there. Right, centre attacking midfielders. Who's first? The main man, Dries Mertens. Now, I cannot believe how cheap he is, guys. He's literally going for around 5,000, 6,000 coins. He's had a bit of a downgrade, to be fair, but still, the 4-star, 85 pace, 82 shooting, 88 dribbling. Going some in-game stats here. 93 agility, 92 balance, along with really good acceleration. Obviously, the sprint speed is what brings down his pace a little bit here, but a seriously well-rounded card for a centre attacking midfielder here. And for cams, guys, what we want mainly in the types of formations where you might have a cam, you know, the main one probably being like a 4-2-3-1, which has been meta for many years in FIFA now, is you just want that small, nimble player who's got really good agility, who you can sort of turn quick with, make some nice passes in the box, that type of thing. And Mertens provides absolutely everything for that. Very similarly, we've got the next man up, Alejandro Gomez. My God, maybe I pronounced something okay for once. Who has got a really nice card this year. Obviously now in the Spanish league, so has some absolutely amazing links. Again, obviously, as you can see, just really small, 5'6". Well, it's not really small, but it's kind of small. It's small. But 4-star. And then if we look at some other stuff, 93 agility, again, very similar to Mertens. Now, one thing that did lack slightly on Dries Mertens, he got the stamina in the 60s. Gomez is obviously slightly better in at 75, but it can leave a little bit more to be desired, but I think we take it for the price that we get them with all the rest of these other stats. Would definitely advise getting some sort of Hunter chemistry style or something on Gomez in order to whack that shooting up, because it's the only thing we're lacking, a slight bit. A seriously good card. And next up, guys, the main man, Phil Foden. But seriously, what an amazing upgrade that Phil Foden's got. One thing I found a bit strange about this card at the start of the year, guys, was like, I didn't think Foden would be the type of player who would get like a big pace upgrade like that. Like 84 pace is actually really good. I feel like the pace and passing stat should be like switched around type thing, if you guys know what I'm saying. But yeah, a really good upgrade. I'm sure we're going to see Foden in a lot of Premier League teams at the start of FUT Champs. You know, the fact he's strong linked with Joe Gomez, Kyle Walker, Wan-Bissaka, them types of players. Phil Foden, Absolutely cracking, son. Now, next up, we have got ourselves Paulo Dybala in with 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Obviously, the 3-star weak foot leaves slightly bit more to be desired. However, I think for 40,000 coins, which is the sort of price we're paying for Dybala at the moment, you can't really look over the 84 pace, 86 shooting, 86 passing, 90 dribbling. Jesus, I sound like I'm writing a shopping list here. Anyway, 70 stamina, again, slightly disappointing, but on a cam, I feel like it's not too bad. Obviously, you can just get them subbed off later in the game. 92 agility, 94 balance, really consistent passing, shooting, and pace stats as well. Dybala, quality player. And finally, to finish off all the midfielders here, guys, we have got ourselves the main man, Bruno Fernandes. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot once again. But Bruno, again, it just has to be touched on how good he is for meta this year, guys. The fact he obviously gets a perfect link with CR7, which is what I use in my current team at the moment. Bruno, just a really good card. Again, I feel like a shadow is always perfect for him to get that pace and defending up. Whether you play him at centre mid or cam, he can even be at CDM. Obviously, a lot of these CMs, guys, in this video can play sort of anywhere in midfield. And Bruno does play CM for me, but I feel like he's probably best suited to sort of a cam type position. I just don't play a cam in my own personal formation. However, guys, that will finish off the centre attacking midfielders there and finish off the midfielders episode overall. And let's be honest, there's some absolute ballers in here. As I touched on mainly with the cams though, guys, we're just looking at sort of agile players with skill moves. Now, unfortunately, none of these have 5-star skills. For some reason, there's not actually that many cams in the game who have 5-star skills. But once we get into the attackers video, we'll see plenty of the skill moves flying in, ladies and gentlemen. But that'll finish off the midfielders episode there, guys. If you did enjoy it, drop a like and also subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you've got any of these players, or if you have any other sort of players that you're thinking seem to be the most meta ones. Leave them down in the comments down below. Interested to see what you guys have to say. And yeah, we will have the attackers episode coming out very, very soon as well, looking at all the best meta attackers as well, guys. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe for that. Thank you very much for all watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll catch you all on the next one.